All right, hello everybody, and welcome to the screencast of the presentation. This was created for the TAIS conference in 2014, but if you're watching this for any other reason, maybe you just love my videos, I don't know, but welcome, and hopefully you can learn a thing or two about at least how I'm using Doceri. So who I am, my name is Tim Hickman. I've been teaching at BA for 9 years. This is my third year to be using Doceri, and I've been flipping classrooms using Doceri for about 2 years now. I am not a representative of Doceri. I just use this in my classroom a lot. I'm going to share with you some of the ways that I do it, and if you don't like it, then uh, sorry. I'm not trying to convince you to do anything, but hopefully you can get something out of this. If you have any questions, ideas, clarifications, please speak up. This, of course, is for the actual presentation, so I guess you can skip that. I plan to demonstrate here how Doceri can be used as a notation device, talk about Doceri Desktop, that's how Doceri, the iPad app, integrates with your computer. Screencasts, making videos like this, and then copying from Doceri, this is a lifesaver for me when I make quizzes and tests and stuff. And then, well, we won't do that in this case. If you were here live in person, we did an open forum, a little bit more difficult now. I started using Doceri as a way of replacing my whiteboard. I just got tired of filling up a whiteboard, erasing it, filling up again, erasing it, and then turning around and doing it again for the next class or the next day or the next year, and it just felt so wasteful. So this app provided an opportunity to do this. So you can use Doceri as you would a whiteboard. So you can actually have it write for you like it is now. I've pre-written everything for this, which is why it goes so quickly, which is how I do it most of the time in class as well. So, but I could be standing in the classroom looking at my class while I'm doing this, wandering around the class. You can correct errors if you didn't catch that. Oops. You can do that on whiteboard. That's not a big deal, but it's cool how you can do it here. You can move text like this. I'm gonna select it and just slide it all over here. You can copy and paste text. So I'm choosing. If you click on here and you can lasso. It's kind of hard to demonstrate or show you what I'm talking about here, but I can just put your finger or your stylus and hold it down, and it'll allow you to create a lasso. Copy and paste. Can't do that as well on a whiteboard. You especially can't do this. You can resize and move this around and do whatever you want with it. So some kind of cool functionality that you get with this. Just like you can on a whiteboard, you can erase it and start over. But what you can't do is it's still there. It's saved. Just go back. So when you have that student that says, "Oh wait, can you go back? I wasn't finished copying it down." Well, yeah, no problem. Just go backwards, and everything is there the way we'd left it. And then of course it can go back forward the same way. So I can reuse the board the next class, which just saves energy on my part. Saves a lot of dry erase markers. My goodness, I've used so many less than I used to. You can send a PDF file of these screens, and I'll show you how I do that in a little bit. This is what you see. If you're sitting in my class right now, you'd see this whiteboard, and you'd see the things that I have coming up here. What you see now, what you're going to see next is a screenshot of what it looks like in Doceri itself. All this stuff up here at the top are kind of the controls of what's going on in Doceri. So this is what I see, all these things up at the top. Here in the middle, I'm just going to walk you through these different functions. These are all the different things that you can just select. You can change these to whatever you want them to be out of these options. See, I've just selected this option up here, and then you have these things. I've never used this spray can here, but you can change the opacity. I think opacity. How do you say that word? You can change that so that you can make it be more like a highlighter. You got different sizes for your pens and everything. And I'm teach geometry, so these things come in handy for making some diagrams. And of course, colors are any color imaginable is accessible. Some of these other things here at the top, uh, this folder over here allows you to organize the Doceri files and open new ones. This I'm going to talk about this, how you can record the screencasts with that record button up here. That's what I'm doing right now as we speak, or as I speak. Exit up here at the top right, settings. This is kind of the undo backspace. You can go forwards and backwards. If you've backspace away from it and then move to a different screen, it'll be gone forever. And this is the clear the slide. That windshield wiper will get rid of everything on your slide. So only use that thing if you mean it. That can create some heartache if you didn't mean to get rid of everything. You can change your backgrounds with these two items here, send PDFs, and then which I'll talk about in a little bit, and then go back to the computer, which has no meaning to you maybe right now until I talk about Doceri Desktop a little bit later on. The other thing that happens, and this you see this guy right here. If you're in Doceri, saying how'd you get that? If you drag this down, you get this. This is a timeline or a pen stroke line, a stroke line of everything that's happened here. Just to demonstrate what it is, on my actual one, I'm going to just drag this forwards and backwards for a second, and can you see there's my pen strokes just going forwards and backwards. I'm just dragging my actual stroke line, my timeline around. What this play button, if I hit play, it does the keystrokes to the next stop. What a stop is, that's what this guy is. That's how you can add a stop so that the pen strokes won't go on and on and on and on when you don't want them to do. Which, when you make your first one of these, it will, and your students will forgive you for it. At least they did that for me really well. I make mistakes all the time with this stuff, but I do it with dry erase markers anyway too. This guy right here will make a new slide, a new whiteboard or whatever that you're trying, the next thing that you want to have. And then this will just go like one pen stroke at a time. I'm hitting the play button there, back one pen stroke. Whereas these guys will just that'll go to the next slide completely. Go to the next full slide. If I go back a slide, back slide, back slide, forward slide, you can kind of see how that fills those things up. Okay, so that's kind of navigating your way around. The background patterns. There's really no end to this either. There's a lot of really good backgrounds that they already have in here. The whiteboard, green board, blackboard, of course. You've got graph paper options, polar graph paper, maps, musical notes, what have you. It can be any color. Photo. I was actually going to demonstrate this. Here, I'll show you a photo. Okay, so here's our dog that, as far as I'm concerned, you can have if you want. She kind of drives me a little crazy, but now that I can have a picture of her, I can write whatever I want on here and annotate it, or whatever you'd like to see there. But anyway, you could put a photo. Actually, I've taken photos of my students' work in class so that everybody can see it. It's even a quicker way of saying, "Ooh, I like this work. Can I show this mistake or the way you did this problem to everyone?" And just take a picture of it, and shows up there on the whiteboard. And then this next screen shows how I have started. Well, this is what I do primarily with Doceri in class now. I make these note sheets or quizzes, or not quizzes. Well, I do make actually a few quizzes, or homework sheets, just whatever work that they're doing in class, and I'll post answer keys this way. There's actually a screencast of me teaching the 3-4 concept guide on my YouTube channel that you can go see. It's awesome if you want to hear my voice more. But I would go through and teach this, and my students' assignments. This is actually a way how I do flipped classes. Their assignment would be to listen to the video or watch the video and fill in the notes and do the questions that I ask them to do. So this gives you just kind of an idea, and the colors are nice and allows for kind of changes of thoughts and consistencies there, which is nice. But this is how I use it now primarily. So the point being, you can make it anything that you want it to be. Here's how I make these things off of my computer. You have to use the Doceri app on your iPad, and then this is the Doceri desktop that I go to doceri.com and purchase it. For right now it's $30. A few years ago I think it was more like 14 or 15, but having the Doceri desktop on your computer and then Doceri on your iPad will allow the two to communicate. Use Doceri desktop to see and control the computer. There you go. So when I first open Doceri, this is what it looks like. You have these choices: open the iPad alone or through a computer. If you choose your computer, whatever computers are on your network on your you'll see here. There's mine, Hickman, and when I can select it, and now I'm connected through my computer. Or actually, this is the other thing. You can use the I forgot what they're called, the QR code to connect to it using the camera of your iPad. And so here's the deal. Now I have this. This is a screenshot of my iPad controlling my computer. So this is I can do anything in my computer that I want to now. Pull whatever you want: PDF, Word document, internet, whatever you want, and then make a picture of it so you can annotate on it. Okay, so anything, this is where it gets so powerful, can be on there. So what I do in Word is I set these things up, and clicking this guy right here, I think it's called focus mode, it gets rid of all the clutter. See how the screen has nothing else really on it. So you get it the way you want in Doceri, and then you click this button right up here. That's the right button, and you'll see it almost looks like it makes a little scan of it. And so now here is what you would see in Doceri, where you can, I would write my answer keys on this or whatever that I wanted to do, notes pages, teach from it in class. And then if you want to, I have found that it's kind of like a piece of paper is split into two halves mostly. This would be the top half of the page. To get to the bottom half of the page, you go back to your computer mode, hit the little right pen again that's darkened now because you would be in edit mode, and then you go back and get the next half of the page set up and click this resume button. If you kind of put your stylus or finger on here and hold, and then it will scan and add to your previous document, so you don't have to have individual screens. You can make multiple ones like I'm doing now. So that's how I get things to show up from my computer into Doceri, which is huge. That's 90% of what I do. To do what I'm doing now, before I do, sorry, you can forward, export PDF versions of this. I will forward keys, or if somebody's missed class, you can email them their whiteboards, which you can't do that with a regular whiteboard. Suppose you could send pictures. But if you select this, it'll give you all these options. This is basically a version of this presentation, but you can mail it, open it in Dropbox, whatever you want to do, copy, print, all of that, which is good. All right, here's how you make a screencast. You select the record button up here. Of course, start recording. As you're going, you don't even realize this. I've paused it a couple times as I'm doing this because sometimes I just have an interruption or whatever. And then these are all of these things that are stored here in my recordings. I have a YouTube channel. It's Mr. Hickman Math that I drag these to. I know you could save them to Facebook and maybe a couple other social media things too. But that's how the screencasts happen. There's not a lot of editing that you can do in here, but you can append them, and students don't expect them to be perfect. Last thing I want to show you, this is how I make a bunch of quizzes. This is a Doceri project that I would have on my iPad, and this is now a screenshot of me, making a quiz. Basically, I got this my quiz up in as a Word document, and I have these are my drawings that I do in Doceri. To copy and paste, as you can see that I've done, you hit these buttons. It's Control, Command, Shift, and 4. Oh, the 4 went away. Time out. 4. And that allows you to just copy a particular part of your screen. This isn't just a Doceri thing. This works for everything. But allows me, you can see that it ends up being a pretty nice looking quiz back here. At least it suffices for what we do in my class. All right, so you're doing this right now. If you actually do want the PDF of this, go ahead and send me an email, and I'll be happy to forward that along to you. And hopefully this has been a little bit helpful. Okay, thanks a lot. Goodbye.